how do you reckon we're going to be living on Mars? Just throwing that out there.
Well, if population keeps increasing, which it probably will if you want your species to survive.
According to my calculations.
Yeah, I mean, you say, okay, fine, it's all good, like saying, okay, like if population continues to increase and all that sort of stuff, but are we actually going to be able to do it?
I mean, like, we can send satellites, we can send probes. Like
we are sending people as well. You know what? Have you seen that thing that they're talking about sending all that?
Mars 100.
Yeah, is it Mars 100?
It's either Mars 1 or Mars 100.
Sounds like an HBO show.
But do you
No,
really
they're turning
want to
it
be
into a
sent
reality
over there?
show.
So
That's
this is exactly that, right?
Do you want to be sent over there?
So I reckon I want to go around that. I want to go around the table and ask that question because it's a really interesting one. You go to Mars, right? You've got the opportunity to go out to Mars. You're going to be the first people that you're going to be one of the first group of people that have an opportunity to prove that life can exist on Mars. But it's pretty much a suicide mission. You're not coming back, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to
Life is a suicide mission.
You're not going to know people. You're going to be leaving everything you know as it is behind you, right? Are you gonna? Would you be? And the opportunity is presented. The opportunity is presented to you to be one of these people that goes to Mars. Think about it seriously, and like, would you be up for going to Mars? Would you be that person?
That would be an amazing opportunity. However, as a human being, I don't believe I could live indoors for my whole life. And this is what Mars life, I believe, would look like.
Yeah.
And you'd probably be living inside these quarters, very controlled environment, a prison maybe to some degree.
Yeah.
And I would pass on that idea.
And one thing that astronauts have said, so obviously we have an International Space Station, and one thing that sort of happens after a month or two being in the International Space Stations, the ISS, is that astronauts stop calling it Earth. They say Earth has said this. They stop feeling as though they're part of Earth, so they see Earth as a second body and them as a separate entity.
And what, you have an issue with that?
No. Then the fact is, the humans, you create that disconnect, so that disconnect from your home planet. So that will happen, and astronauts can deal with it because psychologically they are well tested. But for the normal layman who doesn't have that perspective, when they go into, let's say, the planet, the surface of Mars, and they feel that disconnect from their home world, will any of them be ready for that?
So here's the question for you then, right? This goes into a more of like a sociological, almost philosophical discussion, is if that's the case and you have that disconnect and maybe you go a bit loopy, which is probably going to happen, whatever, right? But when you're living on a different planet, are you actually that loopy? Because you're creating your own society, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's okay for you to go nuts and be like, oh my God, like I'm the king of Mars.
Yeah,
but
and
like,
the thing is, like, we'll have survival of the fittest again. The loopy ones will get killed off because they won't farm and have any food.
I don't think we'll send loopy ones to space. I think we'll.
But the point is they become loopy.
No, the thing is, like, you would only be loopy to agree to go to space in a one-way mission.
No,
that's
not true.
Like,
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Life is a suicide mission.
How long have you been sitting on that for?
Life is a suicide mission. We're all gonna fucking die.
Of course, man, but it's a journey.
You know?
So try and put as many experiences in that journey as you can, right?
Well,
okay, look, so from this idea,
This guy.
you have said no.
Yeah.
You would.
But I would create civilization because I'm mad.
Alan would clone himself, and one would go to Mars, the other one would invent science.
Jimbo.
No, I wouldn't.
You
Much
wouldn't
like
go.
Raphael, I need to be outdoors or like have some kind of constant change. I've lived in Arizona for 4 years,
kind of like Mars.
and it is kind of like Mars. So like I needed a change. Well, no, I mean like the scenery and the heat and everything. It's like the same environment. Even though I got to like go out and like I didn't have to wear a spacesuit, but trying to like wear a spacesuit in that environment for the rest of your life. Maybe if I was 65 and there was like a canvas up there with loads of paints and like they were like go at it, I'd be like.
Is that what you want?
You see,
paints?
so
That's what you want.
when I'm 65,
you just want some paints.
Yeah.
man.
Like, I would go for a month if I knew I could come back, unless it's for a month.
Mustafa, you're up. Here's the floor. Take it. Would you live on Mars?
life is a suicide mission.
Life is a suicide mission.
This guy.
It is. You may laugh, but fundamentally, you know,
So
we live, we die, right?
You're
So-
Samuel Beckett.
And what is your legacy? What are you going to leave behind? How are you going to forward humanity?
Yeah. Okay. So
So,
perfect way to see it.
Yeah.
I see it the same way.
right.
But what about everything else that you and I hold dear? What about like your music?
Right.
Music is very important to you. So it's
Okay.
very important to me.
So-
what if you can't have that? What if you can't have all them things that you know and you relate to the world?
Well, I think what you're talking about now is not traveling to Mars, you're talking about isolating myself.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Like,
Is it the same thing?
Going to
Because
Mars-
I feel like when we get the technology and we are advanced enough to actually send a human mission to Mars.
so we're about to do that.
Yeah, but I feel like with radio waves and radio telescope, everything else, we will be able to transmit signals. Like
Okay,
we
so-
wouldn't do it unless we could
Okay,
communicate.
so,
with
so,
people
so one
on
thing
Mars.
is you're going to have a massive delay. And what most astronauts do is they have MP3 players because they can get electricity, they can carry all their
Man,
music.
listen, the whole of Wikipedia is 4.5 terabytes, right? 4.5 terabytes of data.
You can put it up there.
Yeah. I could take 20 terabytes of fucking data and have enough music to listen to for the rest of my life that I've never even heard.
Yeah, but you can't take Ryan in your pocket. You can't talk to him when you want.
Well, you can do like a little
Meeting
Ryan
with
hologram,
people.
like in Star Wars, and just have little naked Ryan dancing on his desk.
Yeah.
So what they do, because the time lag between
How do
planets.
do that for you?
Okay, guys, in all seriousness, if you want to record a video on Earth, you can send it over
Yeah.
to space,
Of
and then
course.
there might be a delay. You'll get it like a day or two late,
Yeah.
delayed, and that's fine. A day or two.
To
you
Mars,
can
though?
wait, to Mars.
Yeah, I guess it's
I'd say
also
a
down
week.
like how important is that physical
Communication with other human
human
beings.
interaction? Like, can
Like,
you live without?
If you went to Mars as a team, that team would have to be fucking strong to survive. If you went on your own, I doubt you'd
So
survive.
we'd have to have like some sort of biodome, like the Eden Project, some sort of enclosed
Absolutely.
ecosystem, right?
Yeah,
and, we'd
probably
also,
sure.
and possibly we'd have to terraform the
Yeah.
planet, right? I mean, who knows?
Have you seen the Martian, the movie and / book? That
No, I
came
haven't.
out. So it's all about terraforming Mars.
Mm.
But then one thing is people say
Oh, right.
if you can
So-
terraform Mars, why not terraform the Earth first? Because of the way it's in it.
Because we've already got oxygen, nitrogen, we don't need to terraform.
Question
Yeah.
for both the noob of myself and other potential viewers is
Yeah.
what does the word terraforming mean?
Altering the
Terra means-
atmosphere
terra
of a
means
new
Earth.
planet.
Terra means Earth.
Yeah,
Form means
so
create.
creating an environment
That's
or
sustainable
environmental
for
conditions that can sustain our life
living
on another
organism,
planet.
kinda.
That's what terraforming means.
It's to
So
sustain.
it's like basically going to Mars and maybe somehow creating plant life or whatever that would create oxygen, you know,
To
that would
create
create
that
a
cycle.
livable
What we have here.
atmosphere for us
Okay.
to
Ecosystem.
exist.
Yeah, like terraforming
Okay.
is when you just create the opportunity for life to emerge, and for us, we terraform in a way that it would help humans.
But here's the crazy thing: for life as we know it to emerge, right?
Yeah,
You know.
but what do we know, right?
So here's the thing: like you've got, so within our solar system, you have places like Europa, moons of Jupiter, and like Titan, and these places where you've got. So is it Titan that's covered in
It's
ice?
yeah, it's
So
the
Titan is covered in ice. I think it's a moon of Jupiter, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's covered in ice, right? But below the ice surface is an ocean, right? And we've seen by observing it, there are these strange sort of veins of colour on the surface of Titan. Or is that Europa? I always get confused.
Europa.
But what are these veins of colour? It's some kind of mineral deposit. It looks like rivers.
Well, this is what we're looking at. That's interesting. I've never heard about this, but what I do know from my basic knowledge of sort of
The cosmos.
the cosmos is that what we've been searching for a while is
The Goldilocks zone.
is for water, because
Oh, there's
water
water
shows
everywhere.
shows signs of
It's liquid
signs.
water. Yeah. So what
Water is pretty much the first thing that will bring like signs of other life
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
comes to it.
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a perfect
interesting.
medium for grown life.
So on this moon then that you call what Titan?
Yeah, Titan. It's an
there's
ice moon.
There's ice.
Yeah. So the thing about Titan is the reason it heats up, the core of the planet is heated up by by the gravitational pull of Jupiter, because Jupiter is so huge, it actually warps the moon with its gravitational pull. It actually stretches it and pulls it,
And that friction causes heat.
and that causes heat within the
It's
center
amazing.
of the. Yeah, it's incredible. Quick little question. So Europa, if we find aliens on Europa, are they called Europeans?
Oh wait.
Europalians.
Europalians.
Oh, right, wow.
Ah, interesting.
It's like Neanderthal.
I'd like to call them Europeans, and then I'd like to ask them whether they want to stay in the EU or not. We're going to touch on that later.
Hey guys, we're topical. It's top of the morning.
Hey, Europeans!
Wait, but guys, in all seriousness, like life is a suicide mission.
It is a. You laugh about that, but it's true.
No, to be honest, I actually agree. I'm quite into like following like spiritual like seize the day things like that come up on my Facebook feed and that, but that's actually something that actually resonates.
But
with
here's
me.
But that's
thing.
not a sad and depressing
That
thing.
sounds-
I don't say
okay,
that.
guys.
I don't mean it in that way.
Yeah, guys, that sounds cool, but suicide is when you take your own life, and most of us don't take our own lives.
But we do.
But then we are life, so
No,
are we
listen,
taking our own lives?
but being alive.
God.
Okay.
This is tangents here.
Yeah, we're going. We're
Right,
going
all
way
right,
off.
right. So, should we look at some cave paintings? Today, we're going to be discussing a bit more paranormal topics. As you can tell, we have a newcomer with us on our third episode. This is, well, why don't you say who we are?
My name is Ryan Sharafadine, and